Islam. A question was posed, which happens to be one of the Moorish Americans' favorite questions. How is Noble Drew Ali a prophet? We will answer that, but what we'll also do is we'll go into what is a prophet, and we will also go into was the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the last prophet. How is Noble Drew Ali a prophet? The degree of prophet comes down. Prophet Noble Drew Ali has instructed us that we honor all true and divine prophets. So for one to qualify as a prophet, what they said must be true and divine. Second, what is a prophet? Because a free people must reserve the power to define. Prophet is the thought of Allah manifested in flesh. Now, to a Moorish American, that is our definition. We're not saying that if you go and you ask someone of another nationality, another ethnic group, what their definition of prophet is. We're not, concerned with that. We're concerned with us as Moorish Americans, what our working definition is. So, our working definition being thought of Allah manifested in flesh. Now, was Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the last prophet? No. That is a word game and a trick that Arabic speakers, and I'm not just going to say Arabs, but Arabic speakers pull on people who are non-Arabic speakers, because they'll say he was the last prophet, right? First of all, they say, one of the lies that they tell you is that the kalimat, or the declaration of faith, right? They'll say is, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, right? First of all, that's not the kalimat. So the kalima is basically that there is, and that means I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and that Muhammad is his messenger, right? Nowhere in the Quran of Mecca, of which that wording is coming from, nowhere in the Quran of Mecca are those two statements found together. You have in one section, there is no God but Allah, and you have in other sections, Muhammad is the messenger of Allah. But you never have them together as one statement, okay? Next is Prophet Muhammad, the last prophet. That last, right? The word last in Arabic is the term akhir. Akhir, it means last. If I was to say first in Arabic, that would be awal. Last would be akhir, right? When it mentions Prophet Muhammad regarding his prophethood, and the significance of his prophethood, it says that he was Khatam an-Nabiyya, right? Khatam an-Nabiyya. Khatam means seal or ring. In Arabic, in the language of Arabic, this is al-Khatam. This is a ring, right? Why is ring called Khatam, which also means seal? Because in ancient times, when a sovereign or a king or a ruler or a sultan wanted to send a message from his kingdom to another, they would have it written out by the scribe, and to show that that message came from that sovereign, they would melt like some wax on the bottom of it, and they would take the seal or the signet ring that was only worn by the sovereign and put it in the wax, right? So it was rolled up and ran to that kingdom, and when it was, when it was shown, the person that was receiving that message would automatically look at that first to see if that message came from the sovereign, and then they would say, okay, it's qualified, let me read the message. When you say Prophet Muhammad or Muhammad Khatam an-Nabiyya, meaning that Prophet Muhammad was the seal of the prophets, seal does not mean last. Seal means that his message was authenticated, it's definitely, assured and proven that it came from Allah by way of a confirmation that came down through all of the scriptures. If you go into the Quran of Mecca, Surah 2, Ayat 136, where it talks about we acknowledge all of the tribes, Abraham, Jacob, Musa, and all of the tribes and everything. It shows that Prophet, the Islam that Prophet Muhammad brought was the same Islam that was brought by Jesus, Moses, Abraham, and all the ancient prophets that preceded him. And his message was just authenticated to the people that he was bringing it to. So there's nothing in the Quran of Mecca that says that the Prophet Muhammad was the last prophet, all right? The funny thing about the word last is that the last thing that anybody thought was that a prophet was going to come to us here in America. That's where the word last comes in. And the prophet that came to us was the last prophet for these days and times is Prophet Noble Drew Ali. All right? And he was the last prophet for this era. Not saying that there weren't other prophets to come, but for this era as it was closing out, Prophet Noble Drew Ali was the last prophet for us. And I think we have another addition onto that. Yes?
Well, did Prophet Noble Drew Ali perform any miracles or anything that would make him a prophet?
The showing of miracles, or as the scriptures say, signs and wonders, is not really a test of prophethood. You see, Jesus talks about in our Holy Quran, the more signs, Temple of America. He said, it is no miracle, it is no sign of Allah that one can do a miracle. The devils can do mighty things, right? But, yes, according to the oral statements that were handed down from our elders, Prophet Noble Drew Ali did perform miracles. But, to us, the greatest miracle he performed was taking a dead lump of clay, called a Negro, black or colored, and, transmuting that to become a Moorish American Muslim and a citizen of the United States of America. That was the greatest miracle he ever performed. But has he healed people? Yes. Does he have healing compounds that can heal anything that you weren't born with? Yes. I use it myself. A Moorish American healing and mineral oil. So these are things that he's done. And if you look at Prophet Noble Drew Ali's Egyptian adept card, he talks about how he was healing tuberculosis and cancer and all these different things. So yes, but to us, we don't use that as a bragging right to show this is why he's a prophet. No, he's a prophet because he demonstrated the degrees of Allah. That's what makes him a prophet. Anything else? All's well? Peace and love.